Hello, tacticians! If you've been following the mythic journeys in their upload order, you may be expecting Vindictus now, as she's the last Imperial Quest Core hero. But I felt like finishing the Ultramarine faction first, since I think only one is left, at least until Snowprint add more. So here is Titus's mythic journey, and this one should be quite easy. Mission 1. Defeat 6 enemies with Titus in one turn. Oh look! This mission pretty much wants you to get Titus completely surrounded by enemies and then to use his active ability. Let's see whether it's possible to get this done in Mirror Octarius 44, because I ran out of entries to the Elite Stage 7 today.
The first Mythic Journey mission for Titus requires him to defeat 6 enemies in one turn. So let's see if it's possible to do that reliably here in Mirror Octarius 44. Now, as you may have guessed, the answer is yes. I'm just gonna take slightly different positions than I usually do. I went for easy and 3 flyers / deep strike characters to get out of the way extremely quickly, because there are roughly 2 places where you can position Titus so that he can get surrounded by 6 grots. One of them is right here at the deployment points, and the other would be one of these hexes here in the northwest. But I didn't really want to fuss about with trying to get there, so I'm gonna do it like this. Now that Titus has been sufficiently surrounded and is not charging, you just use his active and get apparently 8 defeats in one turn, which should complete the mission.
Mission 2. Deal 10,000 damage with Titus in one turn. This one certainly can be cheesed in a boss raid or in the arena by super buffing Titus with Ragnar and Onshi, but with a big enough Titus and with Isabella or maybe Thoriat or a maxed out Titus's passive, it's also completable in the campaign. And by big enough Titus, I apparently mean Diamond 3 or very close to.
The second Mythic Journey mission for Titus is for him to deal 10,000 damage in one turn. Now that, on paper, is possible if you can get him surrounded by 6 enemies that have at least 1667 HP on average. The bloodletters here in Elite Mirrorfall of Cadia have 1700, so they qualify, but there are some extra challenges to this on this map, such as the bloodletters being able to actually kill Titus. Let's see if I can figure out a way to do this somewhat reliably with my Diamond 3 Titus. And yes, that's a Diamond 3 Titus, and he still dies to them. So, what I got so far is that you can put Titus here and support him with Easy temporarily. There. Now I'm gonna heal Easy and pass turn. Okay, Easy is keeping Titus alive. One slight problem is that this bloodletter was on fire for a bit, so he lost some health. So he needs to die now. And I'm gonna duck Easy up there. Now, I wonder if Titus can survive the onslaught. He just barely can without killing off one of the bloodletters in Final Vengeance, but chances are that if he did, he would revive on hopefully enough health to survive the next bloodletter that would step in for the one that he just killed, so that should be fine. And anyway, Titus is active now, should kill all the 6 bloodletters there, and with that the mission is done. So I think that, assuming your Titus is big enough and that you have Easy or whatever, should be a reliable campaign way to complete Titus's second Mythic Journey mission. I just need to clear the stage, hopefully gather my legendary upgrade. Lovely. And then I can move on.
Mission 3. Use Titus's active ability 20 times. You can do this one by taking Titus into 20 manual upgrade grindings in your preferred Imperial campaign, or you can do it the crazy way and camp the same run until Titus decides his duty isn't done yet. 19 times.
The third Mythic Journey mission for Titus is for him to use his active 20 times. And if this position looks familiar to you, then that may be because you have watched the practical for the first mission, and this is the direct follow-up to it. So yeah, since Titus recharges his active ability after he has died and, well, decided not to through his passive triggering of him killing something via his final vengeance, you can, at least in theory, score infinite ability uses in one fight. Now with Diamond 3 Titus, this is going to take a while here in Mirror Octarius 44, but it's definitely possible. And I think I'm just gonna skip to the good bit at this point, so be right back. Alrighty, a few minutes later, Titus should die on the next growth turn, and so far he has used his ability once, so let's go. Nice, no blocks. Titus died and decided not to, and now he can use his active again. So again, he has one stack of Fueled by Fury. Use his active. He has two stacks, and this way, assuming you aren't really using the other heroes' abilities or have accounted for them giving Titus more stacks, you can tell when you are done. Now, two little points to this. This mission would go faster if A, you removed the block item from Titus, because sometimes he does block. Oh wait, I think that's the Beast Slayer block. Never mind! Yeah, his only block chance is from Beast Slayer. Alright, so I'm being stupid as usual. Or B, if you moved him to the northeast to this hex, where 3 grots would be able to attack him from high ground rather than just 1. This hex also looks good, but since he's only attackable from 4 hexes, that equates to him being attackable from 6 hexes on even ground, which makes it the same, or in fact even worse than just being here. Anyway, that's how you can get Titus's third Mythic Journey mission done in just 6 energy, and I am moving on.
Mission 4. Score 24 hits with Titus in one turn. Titus's active normally deals 3 hits to up to 6 enemies for a total of 18. So if we can get it to score 1 hit per target more, we should be golden. And luckily, there is one Imperial hero who can do exactly that. Dun dun dun! Thoriad! There certainly are many campaign stages where you can get Titus fully surrounded while Thoriad is within 2 hexes of him, but keep in mind that Grots, who are usually great for missions like these, have the diminutive trait, which reduces the number of hits they take by 1. So it's probably for the best if you avoid Mirror Octarius. For demonstration purposes, I'm gonna go scarab hunting somewhere in Indomitus.
The fourth Mythic Journey mission for Titus requires him to score 24 hits in one turn, and I think I talked about the theory of that sufficiently in the theoretical part, so I'm just gonna go here in Indomitus 31, because I need the local upgrade for my Azoth. And I'm gonna leave Titus here on a hex where he can get fully surrounded, while Thoriad is within 2 hexes of him, supported by Izzy. I also brought Thaddeus so that I can deal with the ranged enemies and, more importantly, with the fallen ones who could have gotten in the way. Well, it shouldn't really matter so long as Titus is fully surrounded, but I want him to get surrounded by the scarabs for demonstration purposes. And now that I'm thinking about it, well, even just one scarab stack should be enough. So eventually, after passing enough turns, Titus will get surrounded. And the scarabs aren't cooperating because our NG says so. There. Okay, that's 5 stacks, so 5 enemies around Titus. That's the number 6. So now in theory, if I use Titus's active, he should score a hit 4 times against all of the stacks, bringing them to one last member, which is the way to confirm this works. So yeah, there are a total of 24 missing scarabs on the map, and I really want to kill the last one so that they don't sprout anymore, and with that the mission is over. Now I just need to deal with this scarab horde and clear the stage, and I will be able to move on.
Mission 5. Deal 150,000 damage with Titus. Damn! That's a lot of damage! The rational approach to this one probably is to just bring Titus to the arena a dozen times or so, but for optimal resource use just pick your preferred Grotticide stage, do a little maths, and brace for a very fun hour.
The 5th Titus Mythic Journey mission is for him to deal 150,000 damage, not necessarily in one battle, but that's a really economical way of doing it. So let's see how many grots one would need to kill here in Mirror Octarius 44, since I don't want to start another run anywhere else for the purposes of this video. And yes, this is the continuation from the practical for mission 3. So seeing how the spawned grots here have a little over 300 HP, I'm gonna say you need maths. 5 of them are 1.5k, so 100 times that, so roughly 500 grots. And assuming you aren't killing grots with anybody else, Izzy here, being a sororitas with act of faith, is giving you the counter. So when Izzy's chance bonus reaches plus 5000%, you're done on this map. That is horrible, but definitely doable. Although I'm not gonna all the way for that. I think this is sufficiently covering the topic of mass grotticide, and with that I consider the final Titus's Mythic Journey mission sufficiently demonstrated, and am moving on. And that's how I'm gonna go about Titus's Mythic Journey once I got him to the Legendary Star. Now, Titus, he's a niche character. Due to his passive bringing him back from the dead, sorta, he's kinda good for the LREs and maybe Onslaught, because he can, in some conditions, hold the flank on his own and just kill everything when he's faced with enough melee enemies. But other than that, well, sure, the ability to stack damage himself is kinda useful, but it stacks low, I think. And his lack of a ranged attack, despite having a pistol, makes him kinda inconvenient. But, well, that's balancing for you, I guess. Anyway, I think I said and did everything I could, so let's consider this video over. I hope it helped you, or at least entertained you, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching, Tactician. Kaurin out.